Where is your Mate 80 Pro Max camera review, comparison, and so much more you promised us? The comparison. Yeah, where is it? First of all, the first parcel that I should get got lost somehow, and I had to figure out something else. So I gladly found someone on eBay who is selling his for bidding. So it's not like you just... Is eBay still a thing that you have to bid for something to get it? Because most of the time I see something for direct buy. Anyway, here it is, the Mate 80 Pro Max, and I won this via bidding for a pretty good price from someone who didn't want it here in Germany. So I'm very glad that I now have it in my hands, the Mate 80 Pro Max. Like I promised, I will do a short unboxing and first impressions video. And afterwards, later, other videos will come with comparisons en masse, so stay tuned. Let's get started. 新年快乐 for all my Chinese speaking friends. So happy new Chinese year, or happy Chinese New Year. Anyway, the Mate 80 Pro Max, this is the box, the thick box. So we unpack this, we get the phone itself, the silver version, I can tell you this already. Then we have, of course, some paper materials here. The one who sent it to me already threw it away, but we have the SIM eject tool, and more importantly, we have a case. It's a hard plastic case that is a bit of semi-open there, as you see. I will put it on just in a second so we can check it out. And of course we get a charger here, 100-watt charger, supercharge, and this one also has PPS support and so on. USB-C to C, yes, so we also have a USB-C to C cable here. I have one of those from my Pura X already, so I won't use this one here. And that is everything that's coming inside of the box. Then the phone itself, you can see the new glorious double ring design that looks like an 8 or infinity, for infinite possibilities with the Mate 80 Pro Max, or just like an 8. Yeah. The front, I have already turned it on and already put my credentials there and already transferred everything over from this device here, which is recording right now, the Pura 80 Ultra. Very nice device that you can simply get everything over. First thing, this is not a wireless charging magnet or QG2 actually. This is just a bit of plastic here because the rest is, I think, metal. To allow antenna, there are antenna lines still, but to allow stuff to go through. To allow wireless charging as well, but no magnets sadly inside there. And this case that you saw, no magnets absent there. Straight edges for a Huawei phone. This is a bit of old school almost. Speaker, USB Type-C 3.2 or 3.1, hybrid SIM, no, actually dual SIM slot, still on board. Nothing here. This one here looks like a speaker to me, and when I had it on first time it was like vibrating a bit, so I think it's a speaker or microphone hole. There's another one, either this one or this one here. One is for infrared, so you have the possibility to control your televisions with this, or ACs or something like this. Yeah, then we have the camera setup, X-Midge of course there, a very nice one piece of glass there, even though we have this dual tone there. Very, very nice indeed. We have the main camera sensor, we have the ultra wide angle, we have the first periscope and second periscope. Yes, there are 2 periscope sensors in the side here. Very, very nice when I do later my camera tests and first impressions. Yes, we have HarmonyOS in the newest version. The pre-owner already installed the newest version on it, 600-130-SP17. Of course, I had to put my anime wallpaper of choice on top of it. And this looks very, very stunning, and configure, of course, this optics here. What I see right now immediately is we have this very nice new effect that's only available for the Mate 80 Pro Max, which is like even more liquidy, glassy, iOS stylish than we have with the normal HarmonyOS 6.1. You can also see it here when I change the brightness. There's little particles flowing around. This needs apparently extra CPU and GPU power that is only available on the Mate 80 Pro Max as far as I'm aware. Or they're doing some branding kind of thing. This is why the Pura 80 Ultra still doesn't have it. We have the brand new Kirin 9030 inside of here, where you can see it. Somewhere we should be able to see it. There it is. Huawei Kirin 9030. Can you see it? I don't want to show my EMIs. There we go. Huawei Kirin 9030 Pro processor. So very, very cool. Yeah, I will check it out. First impressions, however, is very, very fast and fluid like it should be. And even a bit quicker. It feels a bit quicker than the Pura 80 Ultra that came as direct predecessor in a way. Mate 70 Pro Max, no, Mate 70 Pro Plus that I had briefly in China felt like the predecessor, the Mate 60 Pro. Maybe tiny bit faster than that, but was not a huge upgrade. This one here feels like a substantial new upgrade in terms of speed and fluidity, which is, I think, pretty good. So yeah, software-wise, I checked it out already. Let's check out the cameras and let's go inside. And of course, I forgot about the case. If I go out, I will not use it without a case. I will put a case on because I know that I will drop it at one point. So this is how it looks like with the case. You can see it's not hiding anything from this. It has this open side here for the volume button and the fingerprint reader. By the way, fingerprint reader, nice and quick. You have to use this trick to twist your thumb on it for it to work. But it also works like with my middle finger. Yeah. And of course we have this 3D face scanner there available as well. So it will scan my face pretty quickly and even does it very nicely in the dark. So no issues with this. The case is protruding a little bit here to protect the display, the sides a little bit, definitely the camera bump as well a little bit there. But I could imagine that there are probably better cases out there. I try to get my hands on to better cases. But because we have Chinese New Year and probably until March everything is basically on hold in China, you can imagine it's a bit hard to get the newest case for this one here. But I will try to get my case on. But now let's check out the camera. Front-facing video now on the Mate 80 Pro Max. And here the Chinese are starting the Spring Festival and the sun is coming out. So maybe they have something there, sun coming out, something correct there with their lunar calendar that they follow, lunar solar calendar I learned that they follow. Anyway, we have white here, 21mm. I really like when you press the button it shows you white and it shows you the millimeters as well. This is something new that I don't have on other Huawei devices, so I appreciate that. I can also go 2x, so if I have some earbuds that I want to show you or something like this, I can now do that as well. 1x as well, 24, so 2x is like 46 millimeter, what is it? 48 millimeter. We have autofocus, so yeah, can also show you the camera lenses of the Pura 80 Ultra with this new, very cool periscope, dual switchy thing, very close. So autofocus is there. The only big issue that I have with this one is it doesn't have the possibility to switch to the back-facing camera while recording. Even though the Nova series that just got released in China as well, a couple of months, has this feature. Why not the super flagship device? Too bad. So now, utilizing the main camera sensor here, 101.28 inch size sensor, variable aperture that is now stuck at f2. Usually it does this when it's bright enough outside. Otherwise, when it's getting dark, it's opening up a little bit. 4K 30, 4K 60 frames per second, no 120 frames per second. Come on, Huawei. New processor should be able to also do 120 frames per second. How stabilization here? I'm not sure if they're using still sensor shift stabilization that we had in the predecessors. Yeah, actually not in the Mate series, only in the Pura series. I have to correct myself there. But we have a super ultra wide angle, so I can switch to the super ultra wide angle, which is 12mm. Shows me very nice also the millimeters again, not only the ultra wide angle. So very, very wide. Here you can see the whole street. Very, very cool. And of course we have some zoom lenses, actually two periscope zoom lenses, which is kind of a bit of unique. The only other phone that comes to my mind that does this is Oppo, or did this in the past, is Oppo. So let's try to zoom in on something. Let's take the church there in the background. we barely see it. Let's go directly to 2x, switching to the main, and then we go 4x, which is the first one, 96 millimeters. And then we go to 10x, which is 240 millimeters, second periscope. And then we can zoom in even further up to 30x. So there you can see even the bell of this church tower there. How good is stabilization? Feels a bit shaky on screen. Hopefully in reality it's a bit less shaky. Let's go back to 1x. So yeah, first impressions, camera, very solid. The usual Huawei stuff. My first impressions in terms of photos are pretty good. This is a photo of Timmy, the dog. Yeah, he has to wear this like ridiculous kind of thing because otherwise he licks himself at the wound that the operation wound that he has. So yeah, nothing wild. He's doing fine. He's eating fine and so on. And yeah, I think the cutout is quite good, even though it's not a human. The portrait mode here working at 48 millimeters, quite nice. Yeah, you have also the moving picture as you saw here, and HDR is working fine as well, as you see. And also the colors are nice because they are correct in this case. Yeah, it was Chinese New Year and we were eating hot pot. There's one spicy and non-spicy side here on this hot pot plate, which is like good. And yeah, preparation, of course, a little bit of wine there as well. Some green stuff, greeneries, some meat somewhere hidden as well. Hopefully tofu and lotus root. Everything that goes into hot pot, and a proper Japanese one, or Japanese sounding one, gas stove here, mobile one. And yeah, Carnival at the same time basically as Chinese New Year, so we caught a little bit. This is one pro tip: if you're ever on Carnival, just have an umbrella with you, put it the other way around, and if they throw all the sweets or the kamelle, you can just catch them easily here. This was our catching tool, and this is what we caught. Look, the whole bag full here. Lots and lots of popcorn they throw as well in there. They throw something in for bees, which I don't really know what this is. I think it's something for flowers to grow, so bees can be attracted. Super crazy. Sometimes what they throw in here. Some pizza cracker, some chips probably, and some other stuff there as well. Some balls, of course, as well. Some toys, plush toys for kids and so on. So we have a full bag of sweets there. And yes, there's an iPhone 16 Pro hiding there. Auto shots here. This is with the zoom lens here. The 4x zoom lens, 96 millimeter. You can see the separation is quite nice. The detail level is quite nice. You can read it, which is quite good. Colors are also looking fine. The ultra wide angle being 13 millimeter. Not 12 millimeter, which is weird because I think it showed 12 millimeter, but the shot that it took is 30 millimeter. Might be wrong. Anyway, this one is fine as well. Another zoom shot here. This one has been taken with the 4x as well. This is shop for hats in Germany. Yeah, the most German thing ever probably, and it's cost 60 euros or 59 euros. And this is the mascot of Wesel, the donkey. And each shop has basically their own donkey, and they can design it the way they like it. So this designing clothes shop has like a donkey in a suit. Very nice. Separation, very nicely done. This is using portrait mode 35 millimeters. Yes, in portrait mode you have the button. You can press the 1x button again, and it will go now to 35x, which is something that wasn't there on the Pura 80 Ultra. That has been gladly added here. And the 1-inch type sensor, the 1x sensor, which is not 1 inch, but still can get creamy nice bokeh. Wide open now in Pro mode f1.4, and you can see a bit of fringing eventually there towards the sides. And bokeh looking pretty nice. So first impressions, photos are very, very solid. Colors, sometimes I have the feeling leaning a little bit towards warmer kind of tones, but this is something that Huawei usually does. So in general, impressive. What I really like about this display is the, 8,000 nits peak brightness, but the cool thing is it's not getting 8000 nits on the whole display for sure. Outdoors, even at low percentages, you see here it's just 7% or something like this after filming the whole day and photographing the whole day. The brightness is still keeping up very, very bright. It keeps it up very bright. It's not even the brightest. I can make it even brighter if I want to see wonderfully outside. Even in the sunshine, let's go a little bit in the sunshine there. It stays very bright and can get even brighter without any issues there. So no issues with readability of this one here at all, which is quite cool. I think it changed a little bit the pulse modulation, so they see a little bit of flickering going on. Anyway, it stays very bright, very nice display, gorgeous display here. One of the highlights of the Mate 80 Pro Max. The 6000 mAh battery can be charged wired with up to 100 watt, as you see here, and there's turbo charging available as well if you press and hold your finger a bit longer. And there is up to 80 watt wireless charging available as well. This is top notch in terms of what you can charge this device up with. So the app situation on HarmonyOS 6, so running a Chinese version like the Mate 80 Pro Max, you don't have Android runtime anymore, so you have to install Android containers like Easy Abroad, the one that I would recommend. If you go into Easy Abroad, you have the ability to run and download all your favorite applications from Western platforms, even though the app is in Chinese. It allows you to install most of the Google applications. Yes, Chrome is working there, Gemini is working. If I go into Chrome and I have a Google Play Store link, I can click on it. It will take me to the Easy Abroad store, which is just linking to the Play Store. I can download then apps just like X, for example. I can even update those if I go in here and then choose this one. It's in Chinese, I know, but it is the update path how you can update applications. And yes, Gemini is also working. You can ask it, wie wird das Wetter morgen? And it will work just fine and tell me about the weather here. You can see, ooh, snow is coming tomorrow.
Wird es in Wesel schneien bei Temperaturen zwischen 1 und 3 Grad.
Well, I don't want it. Anyway, so this is working just fine. We have some applications here, streaming application, white wine level is free, so Netflix is not in HD and no HDR support for that. YouTube, when you're watching YouTube, there is some restrictions in terms of YouTube. So if you watch some videos, I don't know, Chinese spy thriller.
Wow, diese Dashcam sieht echt toll aus.
Ja, die habe ich.
Let me get the volume down. That, well, of course, advertisements, but that there is, let's skip the advertisement, a limitation in terms of what you can do in terms of quality. So 1080p is the maximum. You cannot choose 4K, for example, which is a bit of a bummer there. Keep that in mind. Otherwise, Google Wallet is not working. Curve NFC payment and PayPal NFC payment is currently not working. What I got to work, however, is my banking application that is working also fine with NFC payments, which is quite cool. Trade Republic is working, so bank transfers and such things are working nicely here, but there are limitations in certain applications. Social media applications are almost all working there without any issues. I also get notifications, just the Twitter X notifications are a bit, they don't come. I don't see any. I see them if I go and check the notifications log, which is an application which allows me to see my notifications. And then I can also see my, now I don't have any X logs, and the same goes for Telegram. Telegram notifications will arrive, but they won't show you the message themselves. It's just like if you have privacy screen on, it doesn't show you the message. You have to just go into the Telegram application to see the message, which is a bit of a cumbersome thing. So maybe they can fix it in the future. But this wraps up probably the whole app situation quite good. So yeah, of course, Google Maps history is not working. Of course, Google Wear is not working, and Android Auto is also not working. So nothing big changed there in comparison to what we had with the Pura X or the Pura 80 Ultra. Let's check out the speakers. So you heard the binaural recording. We have a speaker opening here and here. It's the same speaker, but it's opening up to two sides, which makes it quite interesting. And then we have like the main speaker at the bottom as well. So it's getting pretty loud. It's getting pretty bassy. It's definitely one of the better speakers that I heard on the flagship market, especially because of the opening down below here. It creates a bit of more surround sound, which is good. As usual, we get a very solid video and photo experience on the Mate 80 Pro Max. Like all the other Huawei Mate and Pura products, photos and videos are very, very solid. I will do, of course, a comparison against some other flagship phones, the Pura 80 Ultra, of course, but also the other one that I have in my other hand here, other pocket, the Xiaomi 17 Pro Ultra, actually, not Pro Max. I just want to say Pro Max, but that's not the Pro Max, that's the Ultra. So yeah, will come here on this channel. So like and subscribe to get to this one as well. So what is your first impressions of the Mate 80 Pro Max? Write it down in the comments. Let me know. Until the next time.